I called that my dad had been rushed to the emergency room and was not expected to live, so I rushed home. Guys, taking care of your parents is not for the faint of heart. And then it happened. I got sick. There was a plot twist, everybody. Hi, I bet you're wondering why I am sitting here at my kitchen table with a mask on. Well, before I get started with that, hi, I'm Andrea Patrick, the BU Boss. And on this channel, we're talking about business, beauty, and lifestyle. If you like the content you see, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Now, let's get back to why I'm wearing this mask. It is Monday, February 13th, and I'm starting my vlog right now by telling you this story. It's something that you can't make up. It's definitely something that should be made into a movie, I promise. So last Monday, my week was planned. I was so excited about coming off of an amazing marriage retreat that my husband and I had hosted through our church. And I had done a phenomenal job with my content, in my opinion, that week. I made a very cute purchase, which I will be sharing with you probably in the vlog. I did an unboxing. I'm not sure if I've released that on Instagram yet, but if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that, because there you will find probably that stuff first. I'm not quite ready to say that I'm a boss on TikTok or anything, but I'm trying. So bear with me if you're following me over there, and we'll put all the info for you. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So I had come off this amazing week, and I was really excited about it. Well, I get a phone call on Monday last week, a week ago today, that my father had been rushed to the emergency room in North Carolina, and that he may not make it. So I rush on, find a plane ticket, fly home. By the time I find out this information, it's past the time where flights could get me there directly on the flights that I was looking at. And the other flights were going to get me there so late that I might as well just wait and go on Tuesday. So I got up early Tuesday, flew to North Carolina, get to the hospital. My dad's doing okay. So the immediate danger of death is no longer looming, but there are some things that he needs to do to prolong his life, which he is refusing to do. If you are a caretaker of an older parent, comment below and tell me how you are handling that, because it is very stressful and very frustrating. So anyway, he comes home from the hospital on Wednesday. I take him home. Mind you, I didn't tell you this part. Saturday, after we get back from the marriage retreat, my husband says that he's feeling achy. Well, I sort of brush this off because I'm like, you cannot possibly be sick. We just got home. I mean, like literally 15 minutes ago. So we go on. He gets up Sunday, says he feels fine. And then we go to church on Sunday. Monday, I get the call. My throat starts feeling scratchy. So for me, the normal is I'll get scratchy or nose stuffy or itchy. And those are the starts of my allergies. And if I don't catch it in time, then what it turns into is a sinus issue where I've got the drainage and the congestion and the coughing. And so I was on the plane thinking as soon as I land, I'm going to stop and get some Sudafed, because that is my drug of choice when I have this issue. And so land, did all these things, went to the hospital, saw my dad. And in the confusion, I forgot to stop at CVS to get my Sudafed. And I end up going to my mom's house, and that's where I was staying that night, And she lives a ways out, so there's no CVS or Walgreens or anywhere that has a pharmacy that can get me the Sudafed that I want. So I ended up taking a Zyrtec from her that night and waking up the next morning and going to my best friend's house to work. My mom had gone to work. I didn't want to be by myself, so my girlfriend works from home. I hadn't seen her. Perfect idea. So I go hang out with her. Drainage, going down the back of my throat, the coughing. And so she and I are working. She in the kitchen, and I'm working in her living room. And we decide we have to take her daughter to school. So she said, well, ride with me. We'll stop and get you some Sudafed, which is what we did. Get the Sudafed, take the Sudafed. Sudafed is working brilliantly. It does exactly what I think it's going to do. Dries up the drainage, relieves the pressure that was going on up here. All is well with the world. My dad calls and says, okay, it's time to pick me up. They're about to release me from the hospital. So I'm like, okay. So I get in my car, and I have to drive about 45 minutes because that's where my dad is. He's in Durham, and at this point, I'm in Burlington. So, long story short, I pick up my dad, take him home, get him settled. I'm not really close to him except for when we were in the car. Get him home, and we're just sitting there, go to bed, wake up the next morning. I didn't sleep well. I didn't sleep well the whole time I was home. So I wake up at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, I'm just going to get up and watch television because I can't go back to sleep. Now, what I didn't tell you at the beginning of this story is that when I packed to go to North Carolina, I packed a COVID test. I've never done that before. I never even thought about doing that before, but I did. So I packed this COVID test. So at 5 o'clock in the morning, I say, you know what, Andrea? You're going to be working with your dad. You need to make sure that this is a sinus issue, an allergy issue, and not COVID. So I proceed to take this test at 5 o'clock in the morning. And when I tell you, no sooner than that fourth drop hit the container, 2 lines showed up, positive. I was like, no way. Didn't even have time to process. So I looked at the box to see if there were any issues. The box had expired. So I go doing my research to see if I need to trash this and do another test, only to find that particular box had extended the warranty on, or the expiration on the box. So that test was positive. But just to be sure, my dad had several tests, and so I took another test. And again, almost before the last drop hit the container, positive. I mean, clear as a bell. So now, guys, I have COVID. I'm in the house of my father who just got out of the hospital. And I am now, forced to decide, what do I need to do? My dad has a split level home, so quite honestly, I could have stayed in the basement, but I would not have been able to help him, and someone needed to be there to help him, so I didn't need to endanger someone else. So I decided to leave. My mother offered for me to come back to her house because her house was divided up in a way that I could stay on one side with my own bathroom and have a television and not disturb her or be in her way or anything. So that's what I decided to do. So I left my dad. You would think that would be the end of the story, but it wasn't. I was talking to my husband this whole time, and he, remember, was the one who started this and said that he was feeling a little achy, but then got better. Starts sounding like me. He's coughing. You can hear the drainage or the that happens, when you have that stuff in the back of your throat. And so I kept asking him, are you okay? Do you need to take a COVID test? And he said, I've taken a COVID test and I'm negative. So let's fast forward to Friday when I'm talking to my daughter, who also lives in North Carolina. Remember the one that we go home for homecoming? So I'm talking to her. She had just spoken to her father, and I'm mentioning to her how her dad sounds like he might be sick as well, but he claims that he's negative. She proceeds to say, well, Jessica doesn't sound that great. Guys, Jessica's my daughter who has special needs, who for the past 3 years, I have been desperately trying to make sure she does not get sick. She is not feeling well. I'm doing the math because why? Because my husband said he was feeling achy on Saturday. I had the scratchy throat on Monday. Positive test on Thursday. Here we are Friday, and my daughter is not feeling well. Lo and behold, y'all, my daughter has COVID. The one I desperately did not want to have it because I was so afraid of what could happen because she has special needs. She does, and I just was imagining the worst. So, on top of all of this, I am sick away from home. My daughter that I was afraid to get sick gets sick. And my husband is not well, but testing negative. He tested twice and he's negative. My youngest daughter, Hannah, who is also in North Carolina, starts to present with not feeling well. But I've not been in contact with her because the goal was to have lunch or dinner with her on Friday for her birthday, which is at the end of the month. But since I was in town, we were going to celebrate early. Y'all, couldn't see my daughter. I get on a plane Saturday to come home to a daughter who's sick with COVID, a husband who's sick without COVID, and a daughter in North Carolina who's sick without COVID, and me with COVID. You cannot make this stuff up. You just can't make it up. So needless to say, not much in terms of work got done last week, and so I'm making up for it this week. But I just wanted this video to be one of encouragement for anyone out there who feels like there are obstacles after obstacles in your way, and you don't know how you're ever going to meet your goals or achieve the success that you're looking for. The best thing you can do is eat that elephant one bite at a time. Don't worry about yesterday. Don't worry about tomorrow. Do what you can do today. Tether that thing to whatever goal you have for the year so that you know you are moving in the right direction. I hope this video helped someone. Don't worry about me. I am on the mend. I feel much better. But that is why I don't have on makeup. It's why my hair is not cute. And it's why I'm wearing this mask because I am still a few days away from not having to wear it. And my daughter over here is right over here. And she has special needs and doesn't understand why she needs to keep her mask on or stay quarantined. So here we are. The Patrick shenanigans. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching this week's video. I did not get a ton of footage while I was out of town because I was either in the hospital or in quarantine because I got COVID so quickly. But what little bit I did get, I'm sure I mixed and mingled in here somewhere. But anyway, be blessed. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And make sure you come back next week where I'll have an official vlog, I'm sure. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.